As we get ready to put some serious parts back into our 5-speed, let's have one last look at the assembled shift linkage now. All the shift forks are in place. Everything has been Loctited, and the only thing remaining is the set screw for the little 5th gear lock lug that puts it onto the shaft. Let's just see if we can have one last look here, if we can get our lighting and our camera to cooperate, at all the gear positions with all the linkage in place. Let's start out with 5th gear. It's a little bit, because I don't have the actual gears and the shift fork here that locates the shaft. This is sort of floating, so it's not as smooth as you'd think. But let's see if we can take a look here. 5th gear. And we can see down here that I've clearanced this just enough so that this 5th gear block goes into gear right at the detent, right where the perfect detent for 5th gear is. So there's no risk of sort of overthrowing the gear and loading the little teeth here on the synchros a little too much. So this should be very smooth. This is what we mean by gunsmithing. We've just got this thing optimized in every way we possibly can. So 5th is nice and smooth. Let's grab neutral. I need to sort of knock this guy up a little bit because again the shaft isn't positioned properly. That lets our neutral gate, controlled out here at the stub shaft, spin around. I can go over the 1st gear side. 1st gear. And 2nd needs just a little help right down here to clear the case. When the collar is in place, it all centers. 1st, 2nd gate. 3rd. You can see the linkage over here as it clicks in and out, and the resulting movement over here at the fork. 3rd, 4th. And then through the 5th gear gate, let's go all the way down to reverse. See a nice smooth click. We took a lot of slop out of that lower fork by raising it up in the box, shimming below it, so that we have a really nice engagement here. And when we're out of the gate, the locking collar down here in the linkage, let's go up here to the higher gates in neutral. We can see that we've minimized this sideways movement, the tendency of the gear just to sort of move as you make a turn and slide along this shaft. It was actually able to make contact with the 1st gear, which rides. When you're actually in 1st gear, the shift collar is over. Let's see if we can go. There's 1st. And you can see even now, you've got a big outer tooth here. Let's drop it in place. It's this guy. So we can see that as far as this comes out in the gear position, we've got free play here, whereas before we could slop this over enough to hit that gear pretty hard. So it's really hard to see all the positions without the shaft in place, but that's the next step here. The main shaft's going in. We've done a lot of different little mods in here and fine-tuned this. It should work really nicely. It should definitely be something that can be shifted without a lot of hassle.